I was ironing my dress for my sister's wedding when my phone pinged. A message from her. By the way, you're in charge of all 12 kids tomorrow. No exceptions, not negotiable. Wear something simple, you'll be running around. I froze. 12 kids? At her wedding? Without even asking me? But the real shock came an hour later when I found out exactly why she wanted me to babysit. And trust me, it wasn't about the kids.
I was standing in my bedroom steaming the pale blue dress I bought weeks ago for my sister Ava's wedding. It wasn't extravagant, just elegant enough to blend in while still feeling special. This was her big day, and despite our rocky relationship, I genuinely wanted to celebrate with her. I had barely finished adjusting the strap when my phone buzzed. Ava. BTW, you're in charge of all the kids during the ceremony tomorrow. 12 total. My friends will drop theirs with you before the vows. Wear something comfortable. I blinked. Read it again. And again. Surely this was a joke. I typed, "What? Why me? And why didn't you ask first?" 3 dots appeared. Then her reply came brutally fast. "Ava, you're the only one not in the bridal party. You don't contribute anything else. Just do this one thing. You'll be in the back room anyway." My chest tightened. Not in the bridal party? She made it sound like I chose that. But the truth was, she never asked me to be a bridesmaid. She told everyone else weeks before the invitations even went out. I swallowed hard. I tried reasoning. "Ava, I'm a guest. I'm coming to celebrate your wedding, not run a daycare. 12 kids is a lot." "Ava, Lana, stop being dramatic. We already told the parents. You can handle it. Be grateful I'm giving you a role at all." Be grateful? For being treated like a free nanny? My hands trembled as I placed my dress on the hanger. Was this how she really saw me? Disposable? Convenient? The sister whose time meant nothing? I stared at her texts, feeling anger slowly replacing shock. I felt something shift inside me, something that whispered, "This isn't a request. She planned this, and she didn't even respect you enough to warn you." My phone buzzed again. A final message. "Ava, don't bring your heels. You'll be running around all night." I sat down on the edge of the bed. 12 children. At her wedding. All dumped on me. And something told me this was only the beginning of the disrespect. The more I stared at Ava's messages, the more a painful truth settled in my chest. She never wanted me at her wedding as a guest. She wanted me there as staff, free labor, a convenient older sister she could use whenever life got messy. She always had a talent for disguising orders as favors. I got up and paced my room. 12 kids. 12! I wasn't a babysitter. I wasn't trained for chaos. The thought of being locked in a back room while everyone else laughed, danced, and celebrated made me feel sick. My phone buzzed again. "Ava, also bring snacks for the kids. Something healthy. No junk." My eyebrows shot up. Bring snacks. For 12 children? Out of my own pocket? Before I could type a reply, another message followed. "Ava, Mom said you should feel honored we trust you with them." Ah, Mom, the family mediator, or more accurately, the enabler. Whenever Ava did something wrong, Mom turned it into my responsibility to keep the peace. I had spent my whole childhood being told, "Lana, let her have it. Lana, don't cause drama. Lana, be the bigger person." Being the bigger person had become code for, "You don't matter as much as she does." And now, it was happening again. I called Mom. She picked up cheerfully.
Sweetheart, big day tomorrow. Mom, I said carefully, did you know Ava expects me to babysit 12 children? Her tone changed instantly. Oh yes, she told me earlier. Lana, please don't cause problems. She's under so much stress. It's just a few kids. 12 is not a few. She needs your help. Why me? Why not a hired nanny? Because you're family. It's one day. Your sister deserves everything to be perfect. There it was, the phrase that had always erased my feelings. I hung up, feeling invisible, unimportant. But somewhere beneath that sadness, a spark of rebellion flickered. This time, maybe I wouldn't fold so easily. I walked into the living room and sat on the couch, trying to calm my racing mind. 12 kids. The wedding started at 3 p.m. and ended at midnight. That was 9 hours. 9 hours of diapers, tantrums, feeding, crying, fights, messes, multiplied by 12. My head pulsed just thinking about it. I opened Ava's wedding website again, scrolling through the guest list and details. Something new caught my eye, something I hadn't noticed before. Under childcare arrangements, it read, "A special childcare room will be handled by the bride's sister, Lana Rhodes." My stomach dropped. They had announced it publicly, to the entire guest list. Parents were already expecting to drop their kids with me. She never even asked me. She just assigned me. And then the real stab. Under the Meet the Bridal Party section, a description next to Ava's maid of honor said, "We are so grateful to Rachel for stepping in when Lana refused to be involved." Refused? Refused? I'd never refused anything because I was never asked. They had rewritten history to make me look selfish, lazy, unreliable. My throat tightened. Then, the part that broke me. A photo of Ava hugging Rachel with the caption, "The sister I always wished I had." I sat there frozen. The sister she wished she had. That's all I needed to see. Something inside me snapped so quietly, so gently, that it felt like peace. A new message came from Ava. "Make sure you arrive early tomorrow to set up the childcare room." I exhaled slowly. Ava didn't realize it yet, but tomorrow was not going the way she planned. I barely slept. I tossed, I turned. My mind replayed every time Ava had used, belittled, or dismissed me. Memories I had buried years ago flooded back. The birthday party she ruined, the lies she told about me, the boyfriends she flirted with just to prove she could. All the times she made me feel like a ghost in my own family. By sunrise, I knew one thing for sure. I wasn't going to her wedding as a babysitter. I got up, showered, and made myself a cup of tea. For the first time in years, my hands didn't shake when I thought about saying no to her. But just as I was starting to breathe normally, a knock echoed through my apartment. It was Mom. I opened the door cautiously. She pushed in, holding a giant bag of children's toys, coloring books, crayons, snacks, and juice boxes. "What is this?" I asked. "For the kids," she said firmly. "Ava is stressing. Don't make things harder." I stared at the bag. "So you're all really expecting me to turn into a daycare worker at her wedding?" Mom's voice sharpened. "Stop being selfish. Your sister already has enough to worry about. You're not in the wedding party. You're not giving a speech. At least do this." I swallowed the hurt, the familiar sting. "I'm not doing it, Mom." She froze. "What did you say?" I said no. She looked shocked, as if I had spoken a language she'd never heard. "Lana, don't you dare embarrass us." Her eyes weren't pleading. They were threatening. I took a deep breath.
For once in my life, I'm choosing myself. Mom slapped the counter angrily. Fine, then don't come at all. She stormed out, slamming the door. I stood there trembling, the bag of crayons at my feet. Then my phone buzzed. Ava. Mom told me everything. If you won't babysit, then don't bother showing up. I typed one sentence, okay, and deleted the rest of my guilt. This time, my absence would speak louder than my presence ever had.
The wedding was only a few hours away when my decision fully settled over me. Instead of rushing to get ready, I brewed coffee, opened my curtains, and let the sun wash over me. It felt strange, freeing, like I had finally stepped out of a cage I didn't realize I was in. My phone buzzed repeatedly. Ava, where are you? We need you to set up the kids' room. Answer me. This isn't funny. I didn't reply. I sipped my coffee instead. For once, the chaos wasn't mine to manage. By 10 a.m., her maid of honor, Rachel, called me, the sister she wished she had. I smirked and let it ring. Minutes later, Mom called, then Dad, then Ava again, then Ava's fiancé. I didn't pick up a single call. By 11 a.m., the messages changed tone. Ava, I swear to God, Lana, if you ruin my wedding. Ava, 12 kids are showing up expecting you. Do you understand that? Ava, where are you? I turned off my phone. For the first time in my entire life, my silence was my power. I wasn't going to scream. I wasn't going to fight. I wasn't going to defend myself. I was simply not going. And deep down, even though I knew the fallout would be nuclear, I also knew something else. Ava had built her wedding on top of me, and buildings fall when the foundation walks away. Little did I know, the real disaster at her wedding was just beginning. By noon, the wedding venue was buzzing with guests, florists, caterers, and children. Lots of them. Parents arrived, one after another, handing off diaper bags, water bottles, toy backpacks, all calmly asking the same question. Where's the childcare room? Where is Lana? Who's watching the kids? But there was no Lana. The coordinator flipped through her notes repeatedly. She's supposed to be here. The bride's sister is in charge. Parents grew impatient. Kids were running everywhere, grabbing cupcakes, pulling decorations, climbing onto chairs meant for the ceremony. Meanwhile, I was sitting in a cafe downtown, enjoying waffles, sipping iced coffee, and watching the chaos unfold through social media. People were already posting. Does anyone know where the babysitter went? Kids are stomping on the aisle flowers. Bruh, the wedding just started and it's already a circus. Then someone posted a photo. A little boy had grabbed the wedding cake topper and was using it as a sword. Another kid was sticking his fingers in the frosting. A toddler had knocked over a floral vase. And I wasn't even there yet. I almost laughed out loud. At 1:30 p.m., I turned my phone back on. Dozens of messages poured in. From Mom, fix this now. From Ava's fiancé, please just come, she's crying. And then Ava, you're ruining everything, you selfish witch. I leaned back in my chair. No apology, no acknowledgement, just blame. Typical. I muted her notifications. The best part? Everyone assumed I was just running late. No one knew the truth yet. But they would soon, because by 2 p.m., things were about to get much worse.
Chaos is one thing. 12 unsupervised children running wild at a luxury wedding? That's a different level of destruction. Just as the photographer was lining up the bridesmaids for formal photos, a 5-year-old ran behind them holding a bucket of flower petals. and yelled, "I'm a pretty princess too!" He dumped the entire bucket over their heads. The photographer screamed. A bridesmaid slipped on the petals. Another child spilled grape juice on the groomsmen's suits. Then the pièce de résistance. A toddler escaped her mother's arms, marched straight up the aisle, grabbed the microphone meant for the officiant, and shouted, "Poop!" The mic shrieked. Guests gasped. Someone posted it online. The clip went viral instantly. Parents were frantic. The wedding staff was confused. Guests were irritated. Still, Ava believed she could salvage the day if I just showed up. She was wrong. At 2:30 p.m., one of the kids unplugged the DJ's sound system, thinking the glowing switch was a spaceship button. The entire venue went silent in the middle of the music check. Meanwhile, a group of cousins' kids found the candy buffet early and attacked it like raccoons discovering a dumpster. Fistfuls of gummy bears, chocolate smeared on silk dresses. A little girl dumped Skittles on the dance floor, making it slippery as ice. The DJ slipped. The videographer slipped. A groomsman fell and twisted his ankle. Meanwhile, I was at home, painting my nails, relaxing like it was the quietest day of my life. Ava finally sent one more message. "If you don't get here in 20 minutes, I will never forgive you." I smiled. 20 minutes? I wasn't even dressed. She still didn't understand. What she had taken for granted her entire life was gone now.
By 3 p.m., the ceremony start time, Ava was spiraling. Her makeup artist tried to calm her, but one child had already wiped frosting-covered hands on Ava's veil. Her mother-in-law shouted, "Why are kids even here unsupervised?" Ava snapped, "My sister was supposed to watch them." Her father-in-law replied sharply, "Where is she then?" That's when the truth hit Ava fully. I was never coming. She dialed me. I let it ring. She dialed again. I declined it. She tried video call. Ignored. Mom was panicking too. She ran around the venue yelling at staff, parents, and anyone in sight. "This is Lana's fault. She's destroying the wedding." Parents were furious. "We were told the bride's sister would take care of everything. Our kids are out of control. This is unacceptable." Ava was crying so hard her mascara ran down her cheeks. The wedding coordinator approached her gently. "Ma'am, without childcare, we need to postpone the ceremony." Postpone. On her wedding day, in front of 200 guests, because of one simple fact. Ava and Mom assumed I would step into a role they never respected me for. And now without me, the structure collapsed. At 3:15 p.m., one child threw up near the floral arch. Another knocked over a champagne tower, glass everywhere. Someone yelled, "Whose idea was it to have one person watch 12 kids?" A guest replied loudly, "The bride's idea." Ava screamed in frustration and kicked a chair, nearly tripping over her own dress. Meanwhile, I was sitting on my couch, eating popcorn, watching the chaos unfold through guest stories on Instagram. Part of me felt guilty. A tiny part. But the louder part whispered, "This is the first time they're experiencing life without your sacrifice." It wasn't revenge. It was reflection. And the reflection wasn't pretty.
At 3:30 p.m., when the ceremony was supposed to be halfway through, the venue doors burst open. Mom walked in holding her purse like a weapon. Ava behind her, red-faced, furious, veil crooked, mascara streaking. They both marched into my apartment building, pounded my door, yelled my name in the hallway. I didn't answer. Mom kept banging. "Lana, open this door right now!" I calmly reduced the TV volume and sat quietly, letting them scream. "You're ruining your sister's life! Get out here! You selfish brat! You embarrassed all of us!" 10 minutes of non-stop shouting. Then Ava screamed, "Why weren't you there?" I opened the door, slowly, calmly, without guilt. Ava was shaking. "You were supposed to babysit." I stared at her evenly. I never agreed. Mom jumped in. "You should have said yes, we're family." "No," I said. "We're family when you need something from me, when you want help, when you want free labor. But when it comes to respect, I'm invisible." Ava threw her hands up. "You had to postpone my wedding because of you." I raised an eyebrow. "No, you postponed it because you assumed I'd sacrifice myself again." Her mouth dropped open. "You humiliated me," she whispered. "No," I said slowly. "I simply stopped being your doormat. The humiliation came from your choices." The hallway went silent. Ava suddenly broke down crying, but not out of sadness, out of rage. "You ruined my wedding," she yelled. I stepped back into my apartment. "No, Ava, you ruined it the moment you decided my only value was taking care of other people's kids." And I closed the door. Gently. Softly. For the first time, on my terms.
What happened next became family legend, and not in a good way. While Ava and Mom stormed out of my building, the wedding guests back at the venue were growing restless. Some parents took their kids home, some left completely. The ceremony had now been delayed an hour. The groom was sweating bullets, trying to calm guests. His parents were furious. Rachel, the maid of honor, tried organizing the kids, but two of them threw cake at her dress, and she broke down crying too. Eventually, the venue announced over the speakers, "The ceremony will resume shortly. Please remain seated." But people were already leaving. Ava returned to the venue in a rage, yelling at the planner, crying to the photographer, accusing everyone of not helping. A bridesmaid muttered, not quietly enough, maybe she shouldn't have depended on someone she treats like garbage. Guests overheard that, spread it like wildfire. Then came the final blow. The groom's grandmother whispered loudly, "I don't think the bride is ready for marriage if she can't even organize her own wedding." Ouch. When the ceremony finally started almost 2 hours late, half the seats were empty. Ava looked beautiful in her dress, she always would, but her smile was fake. Her eyes were swollen. Her joy was gone. All because she wanted control more than respect. Meanwhile, I lit a candle, curled up on my couch, and watched a movie, peacefully. No chaos, no insults, no disrespect. Just peace. But the story didn't end there. The fallout had only begun, because after the ceremony, the truth came out, and the consequences, they were bigger than Ava ever expected.
The ceremony ended, but the real storm was only beginning. As guests moved into the reception hall, the whispers spread faster than the waiters carrying trays of champagne. "Did you hear? The bride's sister refused to babysit." 12 kids? Who would agree to that? Imagine expecting that on a wedding day. Some guests tried to defend Ava. Well, Lana should have helped. It was her sister's big day. But others shot back immediately. Help? That's exploitation. No one helps by default. You ask people, not order them. Every table had a different version of the story, but the theme was the same. Ava was losing sympathy fast. When she arrived at the reception, trying to smile through the humiliation, guests clapped politely, but their faces said everything. Forced, awkward, uncomfortable. As she took her seat at the head table, one of the groomsmen whispered something to another. They both snickered. Ava noticed. Her jaw tightened. During the speeches, Rachel, the maid of honor, cleared her throat nervously and began talking about sisterhood, sacrifice, and loyalty. Whatever sympathy she hoped to create shattered instantly when a tipsy uncle shouted from the back, "You mean the babysitter story?" The entire hall broke into uncomfortable laughter. Ava's face drained of color. Her new husband put a hand on her knee trying to calm her, but even he looked embarrassed. Meanwhile, parents of the kids were exchanging frustrated glances. One mother even complained loudly, "I had to chase my son all day while the bride pointed fingers instead of taking responsibility." The atmosphere grew colder by the minute. Ava had imagined this day as magical, elegant, a fairy tale. Instead, her reputation was slipping through her fingers like sand. For the first time in her life, she couldn't blame me. And she hated that more than anything.
During dinner, the tension reached a breaking point. The groom's mother approached Ava and sat beside her with a forced smile. "Ava, sweetheart." Her tone was sweet, too sweet. The kind of sweetness that hides poison. "We need to talk about the incident." Ava stiffened. "What incident?" "The children, the chaos, the delay, all of it." Ava's eyes filled with annoyance. "That wasn't my fault, Lana." The groom's mother held up a hand. "No, stop blaming your sister. You're the bride. You made the decisions." The words hit harder than Ava expected. Before she could respond, the groom's father joined in. "We lost almost 50 guests because of the delay. My business partners left, my relatives left. This wedding cost a fortune." Ava felt cornered. "It wasn't my responsibility to..." The groom, usually calm, finally snapped. "Ava, you asked your sister to babysit 12 kids at our wedding? When has that ever been normal?" Ava's mouth dropped open. "You're taking their side?" "No," he said sternly. "I'm looking at the facts." The groom's grandmother chimed in from across the table. "Marriage is about planning, not assuming," another relative added. "And not about treating family like servants." The humiliation was absolute. Ava grabbed her champagne glass with shaking hands. "I just wanted a perfect day." Her husband leaned in. "You wanted control, not perfection." Ava's eyes welled. She stood abruptly, knocking her chair over. For a moment, the room froze. Cameras pointed her way. Whispers echoed everywhere. And that's when Ava muttered the words that would haunt her later. "Fine. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten married at all." The groom's eyes widened. The room went silent again. And the night, it was far from over.
Ava wasn't the only one spiraling. Mom had reached her boiling point. After Ava stormed out of the reception hall, Mom followed her, only to return 10 minutes later in full meltdown mode. Her hair was frizzy. Her makeup was smeared. She was barefoot, holding her heels in one hand like weapons. She marched to the center of the room and shouted, "Listen, everyone! This is all Lana's fault!" The guests froze mid-conversation. Some rolled their eyes. Some smirked. Some took out their phones. Mom continued, pacing like a dramatic actress. She abandoned her sister. She abandoned her family. She ruined this day. A man whispered loudly, "Pretty sure the bride ruined her own day." Mom glared at him, but the damage was done. Her rant only made Ava look worse, because the more Mom shouted, the more obvious it became. This family's dysfunction wasn't caused by me. I had simply stopped absorbing the damage. A brave aunt approached Mom gently. "Maybe Lana had boundaries," she said softly. Mom exploded. "Boundaries? Family doesn't have boundaries." Everyone flinched at the sentence. A grandpa at table 9 responded under his breath. "That explains the problem." Mom kept ranting, louder, messier, more dramatic. She was supposed to be responsible. She was supposed to help Ava. She should have... The groom's father cut her off, voice sharp. "She is not the hired help. She is your daughter, not your servant." Mom froze. The room erupted into low murmurs. Mom's breakdown wasn't sympathy-inducing. It was uncomfortable, revealing, exposing. She ended in tears, sitting at a table alone, while guests avoided her like a storm cloud. And everyone whispered the same thing. Lana was right to stay home.
By 10 p.m., the reception resembled a battlefield. The DJ was trying to keep the music upbeat, but the tension was so thick, it felt like the room itself was holding its breath. The groom sat alone, nursing a drink. Ava sat outside on a bench, crying into her ruined veil. Mom was in the bathroom, still ranting to anyone who would listen. And the guests? Half had left early. The rest were staying only to witness the drama, because this wedding had become entertainment. At one table, a group of cousins joked, "This is better than Netflix. Season 2 coming soon?" Another whispered, "If Lana had come, this wouldn't have been a disaster." No, if Ava had asked nicely, this wouldn't have been a disaster. Meanwhile, the wedding planner approached the groom gently. "I'm so sorry the day didn't go as planned," she said. He sighed. "It's not your fault. Communication in this family is non-existent." Then he said something quietly, but not quietly enough. "I hope this isn't what our marriage will look like." The planner gave him a sympathetic smile and excused herself. A few tables away, relatives were debating, "Do you think Lana will show up?" No chance. She shouldn't. She did nothing wrong. Ava owes her an apology. And for the first time ever, the narrative had shifted. I wasn't the villain anymore. By midnight, the wedding fizzled out. The dance floor was empty, the cake was half melted, decorations drooped. The magic was gone. Ava and her husband left separately. Mom left angry, family left exhausted, guests left gossiping. The wedding that was supposed to be unforgettable was unforgettable for the worst reasons. The next morning, my phone exploded again. Dozens of messages. Family group chat going insane, voice notes, paragraphs, screenshots. Everyone had an opinion. Aunt number 1, Ava overreacted. Cousin, girl, you dodged chaos. Uncle, smartest decision of the year. But the best message came from someone unexpected. Ava's new husband. He texted me at 8:12 a.m. "Hi, Lana. I owe you an apology. You were never asked, only ordered. No one deserves that. I'm sorry for how they treated you." Then he added, "You not coming wasn't the problem. The problem was that everyone expected you to fix everything." It was the first time someone from that side acknowledged my humanity.
But then, Mom called. I answered. Her voice was ice. "Are you happy now? Are you proud of what you did?" I exhaled slowly. I didn't do anything. I just didn't show up to be used again. "You embarrassed us." "No, you embarrassed yourselves." Silence. Then she whispered the words I never thought I'd hear. "Ava wants to talk to you." And that's when I knew the confrontation ahead would change everything.
Mom handed the phone to Ava like she was passing a grenade. I could hear the shaky breathing on the other end. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. Then Ava whispered, "Lana?" Her voice was small, cracked. Nothing like the commanding tone she used when ordering me to babysit 12 children. "Yes," I answered calmly. She took a trembling breath. "Yesterday, everything fell apart." "I know." "You must be happy." "No," I said, and I meant it. "I'm not happy. I'm just tired." She let out a bitter laugh. "Tired of me?" "Tired of being treated like I owe everyone my time, my energy, my life." Ava was silent again. Then she said something I never expected. I didn't mean for it to get that bad." I raised an eyebrow, even though she couldn't see me. "You asked me to watch 12 kids at your wedding without even a conversation." "I just wanted everything perfect," she muttered. "And everyone kept saying you're responsible and patient, and it felt easy to put the kids on you." Aha, there it was, the real truth. Not respect, not love, convenience. "So you didn't think about whether it was fair?" I asked quietly. "No," she admitted. I guess I didn't think about you at all." The honesty stung more than the disrespect. Ava exhaled shakily. "My wedding was a disaster, Lana." I didn't reply. "And maybe it's because I pushed too hard, expected too much. I ruined my own day." Another long pause. "Can we talk in person?" she asked finally. "There are things I need to say and things you need to hear." My stomach tightened. Something about her tone wasn't just remorse. It was desperation. "All right," I said. "When?" "Now."
I arrived at our parents' house 30 minutes later. Mom hovered nearby like a storm cloud, arms crossed, eyes sharp, waiting for drama. Ava sat on the couch in her wrinkled wedding robe, veil tossed aside, makeup still smeared from crying. She looked nothing like a bride, just a human, completely unraveled. She looked up at me with red, swollen eyes. "Lana, sit." I did. She reached into a gift bag beside her and pulled out a small velvet box. My stomach tightened. "What is that?" She swallowed hard. "Something Dad meant to give you." My breath stopped. "What?" She opened the box. Inside was a delicate necklace, gold with a small sapphire pendant. A note lay underneath. A note in Dad's handwriting. Mom froze. Ava looked at me with guilt all over her face. "I found it a week ago," she whispered. "It was addressed to you for your birthday last year." "And you didn't give it to me?" I asked, voice soft but shaking. Ava wiped her eyes. "No, I kept it because I didn't want you to have something special." The room went silent. Even Mom flinched. Ava's voice cracked. "I was jealous. Dad always cared about you more. I pretended he didn't. I tried to make you look irresponsible because I didn't want to admit I was the selfish one. She took a deep breath. And yesterday, I finally saw myself. Mom opened her mouth to interrupt. Ava snapped. Mom, stop. You always defend me even when I'm wrong. That's why I turned out like this. Mom looked stunned. Ava turned back to me. I'm sorry, she whispered. Really, truly, I've been horrible to you, and the wedding disaster wasn't your fault. It was mine. I looked at the necklace, then at my broken sister. For the first time, she wasn't playing the victim. She was admitting she caused the pain. But forgiveness? That takes more than tears.
I placed the necklace gently on the table between us. Ava, I said softly, I appreciate your apology, but I need you to understand something. She nodded, eyes glassy. This isn't just about the wedding. This is years of you treating me like the default helper, the backup plan, the fixer. Her chin trembled. I know. And when I stopped being that, I continued, your world collapsed because you built your comfort on my exhaustion. Mom stiffened. Lana, that's not fair. It's the truth, I said sharply. Ava whispered, she's right, Mom. Mom fell silent, stunned. I continued, you want forgiveness? It starts with respecting boundaries. Not just today, not just because things went wrong, but always. Ava nodded earnestly. I want that. I want to fix things. It's not instant. It's not a switch. It's a process. I know. And part of the process, I added, is acknowledging that my life is mine. My time is mine. My choices are mine. Ava wiped her cheeks. I want you in my life, Lana, but as a sister, not a service. That was the first time she'd ever said those words. I finally relaxed my shoulders. I want that too. She reached for my hand hesitantly. I didn't pull away. Then she asked the question she'd been holding back. Will you give me another chance? I thought about it for a long moment. Yes, I said, but with boundaries. She nodded quickly. Anything, just don't leave me. Her voice wavered. I'm not leaving, I assured her. I'm just done being used. Mom finally sat down, looking defeated. Maybe we all need to change. It was the closest thing to self-reflection she'd ever shown. And for the first time in years, our family wasn't yelling. We were healing, slowly, carefully, honestly. 2 weeks later, Ava and her husband hosted a small dinner, a redo celebration, she called it. No pressure, no chaos, no kids, no unrealistic expectations. Just family, peace, and real connection. I expected awkwardness. What I didn't expect was how different Ava seemed. She greeted me with a genuine smile, not forced, not entitled. Her husband hugged me and whispered, "Thank you, honestly, for standing your ground." It opened her eyes. During dinner, Ava stood and made a small speech. Nothing dramatic, nothing performative, just raw honesty. I want to thank my sister. Because saying no, when everyone expected her to say yes, saved me from becoming someone I don't want to be. It forced me to see my flaws, to face them, and to grow. Guests nodded. Even Mom clapped softly. Ava turned to me again. I want to rebuild our relationship the right way, with respect, not entitlement. I hope we can start fresh. I smiled. We already have. The tension that used to choke every room we entered was gone. Later, as we ate cake and laughed, Ava nudged me. "Next time," she said playfully, "if I ever ask you to babysit, you have full permission to slap me." I laughed. Good, because I will. For the first time in our lives, we felt like actual sisters. Not competitors, not enemies, not opposites forced into roles. Real sisters. And it felt right.
Driving home that night, the city lights blurring past my window, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long, long time. Peace. Not because everything was perfect now, not because Ava was magically fixed, not because Mom had suddenly become understanding, but because I had finally learned the secret that changed my life. Boundaries don't ruin relationships, they protect them. The wedding meltdown wasn't my fault. It wasn't even Ava's fault alone. It was a lifetime of blurred lines finally snapping. People treat you how you allow them to. And when you stop allowing disrespect, something surprising happens. Some people fight you. Some cry. Some walk away. Some blame you. But the ones who care, the ones who want you, not your labor, they adjust. They grow. They stay. Ava stayed, and that was enough. I held Dad's necklace in my hand, the one Ava kept from me, and for the first time, instead of feeling hurt, I felt closure. I whispered into the quiet car, "I'm done being the default babysitter. I'm done being the fixer. I'm done being invisible." I smiled. This time, I choose me. And that choice changed everything.